What's up? Good morning, guys. It's Monday, May 22nd. It's already 9 o'clock, so I already logged in, but I want to show you something because it's really cool. So we were up right when the market opened, right when I logged in the first time. We were up $2,600, and then I just hit refresh a few minutes ago. It just jumped up another $4,000, and I think it's because our universal display call is now up. It was, how sometimes they sit in the middle here in the beginning, like a lot of these are. Universal Display was still sitting in this little group of calls here, and then it finally refreshed, and then it just jumped way up to the top. So we jumped up about $4,000 after that, and you can see here they're like the fourth best performing stock on my watch list right now, and GoPro is at the third best. So that's really cool. GoPro is approaching $9. We have a call on them, and they haven't even moved yet. So hopefully this one will go up too, because we have 25 calls on this guy. So if GoPro starts picking up some momentum, we can make a lot of money with that. So hopefully that happens, and we're making back almost all the money we lost on that fateful day last Wednesday. Actually, I don't even think I hit refresh in here yet. So check this out. Bam. So we are getting back to where we were before that really horrible day last week, and so hopefully we can catch that again. That would be amazing. But yeah, I haven't really checked the news. My girlfriend's working from home today, so I haven't really been I haven't watched any of CNBC yet. So I don't know what's going on with the stocks. The only article I read so far was that Ford is up a couple percent because their CEO is resigning. And I guess shareholders wanted that. So because ever since he's been CEO, their stock has dropped 40%, and he hasn't really been able to turn it around. So they're happy about that. So other than that, though, I haven't read any news about these guys. So I have a lot of work to do. So I'll read up on that a little bit throughout the day, and then I'll let you guys in on what happened. But I have a lot of work to do today, so I'm not going to be filming much. But I'll just kind of check in here and there. But I do need to get a lot of work done today, not YouTube related. So, and I have to tutor at 1 o'clock. I think I'm just tutoring one student today. So, but yeah, you can see here on the watch list, we got Take-Two, which we own, and Video. We got a lot of good companies up here on the front page, Square. So that's really good news. So hopefully we have a great day today. So the market's closing in about 1 minute. Check how we're doing though. I kind of wish this number would stay here because it's really pretty. But yeah, we about 2 minutes left in the market, but it probably will be the refreshes won't probably stop until like 10 minutes after. Yeah, we'll check back in about 10 minutes. I just wanted to show you that number because I thought it was funny. All right, so it's 3:15. The market's officially closed as in terms of our number refreshing. So let's look at it. All right, we had a really good day. I mean, you just saw this like a little bit ago, but yeah, held on to those gains. Is actually I think ever since like 1 o'clock, we were holding on to at least $6,500 gains, and then just started climbing and climbing ever since then. So I really love when that happens. The market just finishes off hotter than previously during the day. Sometimes it just calms down at the end of the day, and I drop a lot. But in this case, it kept going up, and I love that. So we are $542. If we even do half as good as today as tomorrow, we are looking at hitting 100K tomorrow. That would be a phenomenally monumental day. We've never hit it here. So tomorrow, if we can do just half as good as today, we will hit that mark. So I'm super excited for that. Let's look at the top gainers for today. So we had Universal Display 26%. Our biggest gainer today, percentage-wise, was GoPro, which is awesome. We've been waiting for a day like this for a while now, so that was amazing. Adobe hit 27%, and then we got our two gaming stocks. We actually have three gaming stocks, but two of the three finished in the double digits, so that's awesome. Oh, and then Ambarella finished at 34%, so a great day for them as well. The we finished up with Apple, but it looks like the call that we sold too is going down in value, so that was actually a good day all around for us. The call that we sold went down in value, which is what we want, and our calls that we own went up in value. So that was just awesome. And that's because if you look at the expiration dates, this expiration date is literally this Friday, and these expiration dates are way out in advance. So that's why these went up today and this one did not, because it's not looking very likely that Apple will hit $160 by Friday because it's at 154 right now. It's not likely it'll hit 160 by Friday. So it looks like this, if everything goes to plan, this will expire worthless, and we get to keep our premium, and then we get to sell another one. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Here's the first page of our top gainers for my watch list. You can see GoPro up there. The gaming stocks you could see right here and here. Or no, I'm sorry. Whoops, not that one. Here and here. So if you guys are looking into gaming stocks, these are two really good ones that you might want to look at. Ford had their CEO resign today. I think I mentioned that earlier. I'm not sure. He resigned. I'm not sure if it was today, but he recently resigned, and the shareholders liked that because he wasn't doing a good job in their opinion. Nvidia did well, so really good. Adobe did well. There's a lot in the news, so let me turn the camera around here. But there's a lot of news going on. I was looking at like the stocks app and seeing like what's going on. I literally could talk for like 20 minutes per day on just news articles. So what I'll try to do is look for like maybe 3 or 4 like the most interesting, and then I'll put links in the description below if you want to read more of them, because there's a ton. So if you want to read some of the articles that I mentioned, I'll put a link in the description below, and you can have a look. But there's a lot going on, especially with Apple. That was the first one I looked at. There's some really cool stuff going on with them. They had their self-driving car was first spotted on the road recently, and so I'm not sure how I feel about that. It's good for Apple, not good for Tesla, and we own both, so I'm not really sure how to interpret that or what I should do going forward. But I still think Tesla has a pretty good stronghold on the electric car market. Plus, if their solar panels start selling really well, that's going to be a huge growth driver for them. And they could even be doing better because of their solar roofs as opposed to their cars. And so I still want to hold on to Tesla for now because I still think they have a lot of room to grow in the future, especially with Model 3s coming out this year. So yeah, I'm still bullish on Tesla, but it's just interesting because Apple is a big competitor. If once Apple gets into your industry, you need to be scared. And because they are the most valuable company in the world. So definitely Elon is probably a little bit worried, but hopefully they'll still do well. But other than that, yeah, I'll talk about a couple other things maybe if I see there's still some time, but if not, I'll just put links in the description below. Have a look at all those articles because there's a lot of interesting stuff going on. GoPro had a phenomenal day, so I'll talk about them in a little bit. I do gotta get Go for tutoring though, so that's why I kind of have to wrap this up a little bit short. So I'm going to go tutor, come back, and then I'll try to draft up a quick summary of what happened today, and then I will put the links in the description, and then you can have a read. Alright, what's up? So it's like 11, it's almost midnight. Wanted to film this one last part just to kind of talk about some of the current events that's going on with Apple, because it's kind of crazy. And then a couple things with Square. One of the articles, and I'll put links in the description below, and maybe a couple screenshots here and there, but one of them was an op-ed on why Apple deserves a $1 trillion valuation. There's a former Piper Jaffray analyst, Gene Munster. He sees a 24% upside still in the stock as of today. Apple closed like around 154 roughly. And he says that they have a lot of higher margin software and hardware that they keep selling. And with the iPhone having a 96% satisfaction rating, he just sees steady kind of growth in the future with that. The iPhone X, which is, some people call it iPhone 8, some people call it iPhone X because it's the 10-year anniversary. But he said it's their first meaningful step into AR, augmented reality, which, as far as I know, is a rumor right now. It's not, I don't know if it's been confirmed, but they're saying that there's going to be some cameras in the front that'll assist in augmented reality, which, if that was the case, could be just huge because they would be like the first main company doing that in the smartphone space. So that would be tremendous. He said he warns that some investors notoriously sell on the news, so like it could pull back right before the launch. But remember what we saw earlier, the iPhone has gone up 19% in the 3 months leading up to the last 6 iPhones in a row. So I still think holding on to options and stocks even right until the launch of the phone is still a good idea. That's my opinion. Other news with Apple, they are testing self-driving cars. So it was just spotted in California. They received an official test permit by the California Department of Motor Vehicles to test their autonomous driving technology on 3 2015 Lexus RX 450s, the hybrid versions, and someone finally saw it driving like on the expressway in like a different area than it's been usually being tested. Another funny article was an article that they compared Apple to an actual city, and they said Apple is nearly 40% more valuable than the city of Chicago, which is a suburb I live near, or a city I live near, which is kind of funny. But they compare Apple's market capitalization with the city's real GDP. Apple has $803 billion market cap versus Chicago's real GDP of $581 billion, in 2016. So considerably more than Chicago. And they're within 4% of passing LA as of now, which is crazy. But there's still a long ways of catching New York. New York has over $1 trillion real GDP. But it's just crazy that they're that valuable. Going back to the very first one I was talking about with the $1 trillion valuation. In that article, he said, bigger picture, even though Apple's market cap makes it the king, Google, Facebook, Amazon, Microsoft, and their current favorite, Tesla, have all performed well in the current optimistic market environment. These 6 companies are investing heavily in the core focused themes of their fund. This is like his new fund that he started, Gene Munster. And they see it as the future of computing, which is AI, robotics, virtual reality, and augmented reality. So it says they too see the wave of the next technology coming in and Apple in particular is well positioned to benefit. So like I've always been saying, I always invest in the future, which is why I always invest in these tech companies. That's why I'm huge bull into all the big tech companies, because that's just the future. So that's why I put all my money into that. So anyways, I thought that was interesting. I'm going to switch hands here because my left arm was really sore from holding this. Oh, one more thing that Apple did is they patented a pizza box that's circular in design and with holes drilled in to like keep the pizza from getting soggy. They filed this patent back in 2010, but if that stuff takes off, they're going to be using that in their new headquarters that they're building, their new campus. But if other pizza places adopt that, Apple could be receiving a lot of royalties from that. So it's kind of a small little piece of news, but it could play a pretty big impact if you just think of how many pizza places are out there. Finally, with Square, I read in this article here that I'll post in the description, Washington, D.C. taxis will now use Square instead of traditional meters. And to better compete with Uber and Lyft, they're going to start switching to Square as a payments system at the end of August of this year. And it's going to allow them to do more dynamic pricing, which is like if they're having some downtime and they're having trouble getting fares, they can offer discounts to riders to kind of help entice them, I guess, to ride with their taxi. So that could be really big with Square. And speaking of Square, another article titled Square Touts Payments Market Size Sticks with the Sales Growth Outlook. Basically, Square, first of all, they got 2 price target increases, one from RBC Capital, raised its price target to $24 from $21, and then Stifel increased its price targets from $23 to $21, which is also really good. Okay, so it says, Square, quote, Square highlighted the company currently captures less than 3% share of the $26 billion U.S. payments adjusted revenue opportunity. And there was another number in here. Oh, and then the company estimated the total addressable market of its entire commerce ecosystem, which is U.S. payments, e-commerce, software, Square Capital, and Caviar, is over $60 billion. Square Capital, if you haven't known, Square also has been doing loans to small businesses. So they're kind of expanding their revenue streams other than just the products that they sell, which is mainly credit card readers, but they're also doing bank loans to small businesses. And Caviar, I forget what that is exactly, but I think it's something related to that. But anyways, yeah, definitely still bullish on Square. In fact, I might switch into owning its stock and go into its options because I feel like there could be more profit potential there. I'm almost all in options right now though, which is crazy, but we've been seeing really good gains, and so I just kind of feel like taking advantage of this opportunity while we're doing it. Anyways, before I start rambling, that's kind of some of the current events that was happening today and last week. This Square article was actually posted like 6 days ago. But anyways, hope you guys liked this video. If you did, appreciate a thumbs up, and would also appreciate a subscribe if you liked it. a lot to keep seeing future videos. That would be really cool if you could subscribe and share with friends if they're getting into investing and you want to kind of get into investing as well. Other than that, hope you guys had a fantastic day, and we will see you tomorrow morning.